Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2235. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below. Or send me a super chat over the Rumble live chat. Or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Support would be greatly appreciated, guys. Alright, yeah, sorry for starting really late today. I was almost not gonna do a show, but then I thought, screw it. Gonna do it anyway. Weather. Beautiful. Sunny. Blue sky. Not a single cloud to be spotted anywhere. It's very clear. Yeah, beautiful day. It is Tuesday, the 18th of March 2025. Temperature is 11 degrees Celsius with 26% humidity. Oh, that's really low. Actually. 0% precipitation, 16 kilometers an hour wind. Oh, -4 at night. Huh. It looks like the freezing's now, for some reason, over at night. After today. Tomorrow, 4, 5, 11, 9, 6, 5, 4 at night. Huh. That's nice, because I'm kinda sick of the freezing nights. Not literally. But it does make me in a state where in the morning, when the sun is hitting my bed basically through the window, it like warms up extra and then I get a bit more comfortable sleeping. And that's probably why I'm so late today. Also, forgetting to set my alarm clock probably contributed. Right, but I'm here now. Got mint tea and I got turmeric coffee. I got a lot of downvotes before I even started. I'm sure that's all reasonable, opinionated votes. Yeah, who cares? And even Owen Benjamin had them yesterday. It was weird. I think the trolls might be trying some stupid make Arwin go off the internet campaign by now, just downvoting massively wherever I appear or something. They're trying. It's really pitiful. And people don't care. Like, oh no, a lot of downvotes. Oh, yeah. So trolls, because that's it. That people know that that's it. Right. So yeah, ended yesterday a bit cranky. Because of the lack of interaction. We'll see how far I kick it today. Right, so yeah, what's been going on in the world? Plenty. Yeah, Russia's been totally crushed. Or, I mean, what am I saying? Ukraine has been totally crushed. The whole... Looks like Russia struck after all. So yeah, that's to be expected. Like all the Jacobin Marxist politicians are all going insane because of it. They're all like connected to it. It's so ridiculous. Like they're emotionally connected to the Zelensky figure, and these people are so deranged. It's just surreal. Yeah, nothing really pops out right now, but I mean, yeah, the whole Ukraine situation, that's one thing. And the rest, yeah, it just seems to be lots of promises and not a lot of follow-up from the Trump administration. I mean, it's not completely fallen or anything, but just the way it's going now, it doesn't look to me like that's gonna end up in a golden age. It'll fix some stuff, sure. But I mean, with the whole stance on Iran, it just doesn't seem like... It just feels like business as usual, that it's just a continuation of the geopolitical agenda. And so people take note of that, including myself. On the other hand, I mean, there is a good argument about like ending the Iran regime. Technically, America put him there. I mean, it's yeah, that's the whole thing about it. It's like the same reason why they'd go after Saddam Hussein, because it's like it's their assets. They set it up. Hello, Borders Boy, first in chat, good to see you. How are you doing? I'm really shy for some communication today, because that barely anything yesterday was just not good for me. I need a bit of interaction. Yeah, Owen Benjamin yesterday was also interesting, but I missed most of it today because the Rumble said like he was gonna start at 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. Amsterdam time here. And then when I checked it out again, like, well, he started a whole lot earlier, so missed like the first 2 hours. That was a bit of a disappointment. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting though, the part where I was at. Let's see what he called it. Oh yeah, about free energy. And yeah, it's always worth thinking about that. Like, what is free energy? Is it really free? Is it just a distraction to name it that? All those kinds of issues, and the realization that there is abundance, like abundance through the sun. And so the view on energy within the realm is just not realistic. I mean, there is more energy. There's a lot of energy, and energy can be conserved very thoroughly. And yeah, it's just because of engineering. Our engineers have like just gotten used to dealing with it, the rules that they've been handed about energy, all that sort of thing. And in the far past, those rules have like been completely broken. Like Tartarian miracles, some divide, like there is just more effective engagement with the energies that are just present. Not just sunlight energy, but just energy in the air, and how you can use shapes to kind of guide it and do all kinds of things. Like with everything, it's like the entire architecture is like an energy management thing. Like with the Tartarian architecture, it's like part of it that's so miraculous about it. And it's like an example of basically how to build something that's just that has like perfection in all kinds of directions, including energy management, and it's just brilliant. And so there are examples show you that if you stick your mind to something and you reach far enough, like you can accomplish like miraculous things, even in engineering. And now of course there's a story like you invent something incredible, an engine that produces more energy output than input, etc., and then they disappear, right? That's been the story for a long time, for like the last 70 years or more, perhaps over like 120 years. But I mean, all that stuff is coming out, and like soon there will be a time where there will be like no more holding it back, really. It won't be recognized officially, but people won't be taken down when they just start making it. If they start to like industrializing it, scaling it up, oh, I'm gonna sell this to the whole world, like, yeah, then you might get a problem. If you just apply the technology to yourself and are not like gonna make a giant business plan out of it, like you'll probably just get away with it and just be able to set up systems wherever you like that are just so efficient that it might effectively cut down the fuel input to zero or something. Like, people will be able to do that. It's just, oh, you want to scale it up big, oh, the patents, oh, I'm gonna build a factory, or yeah, then you want to cash in. Well, then you got a problem, because now it's gonna meet that giant wall of like, no, we don't want to fully industrialize that, because then the energy barons are gonna have a massive loss on the long term. Right? But if you just apply it, then you literally get away with it. You will be able to just do that. You just build it. You just make it a part of something. Like, you can go as weird as like, oh, just a farm. You just power a farm, and you just use a generator. You have your own generator, and then you can even like have a cover story like, oh, it's a bunch of solar cells. But I mean, then you hook it up to your own machine, and that like produces like an abundance of energy, and then it's like, yeah, whatever, just don't tell anybody. Or maybe tell people, but like not proudly advertise it and like, oh, look at the arrows at it, like, oh, look, we got free energy. But just use it and just let it be a good thing, and not immediately want to share it to the world. Just use it. That's my recommendation. That's how I would use it. Like, there are things, technology, that are like magic to me. Like, I got a thing called a penigizer, which is basically like a metal wand. It looks like a pen. You stir it in water, and it changes the structure of the water. It changes it into living water. Like, and you can see it, the change. It's incredible. And I use that for like everything, including the water that I use for making my coffee. And it's like, it's magical to me. It's like a passive device. It's like no effort at all. It's such a massive change. It's just unbelievable that that's possible. And it's just kind of like, now everybody's made aware of it because I bring it up. But I mean, this is just there all the time. And that's the way you can apply incredible things if you just kind of keep it to yourself. It's every time when you want to exploit it and be the guy that's holding the turf or the patents and just sell, that's when everybody gets in trouble. Because that's where you really become a danger to the energy cartels. That's where you start to compete with them. Right. So yeah, that's it was an interesting subject from Owen Benjamin yesterday. And these are some of my thoughts on that subject. But I mean, like, if I'd be getting the room for it, if I upgraded my living situation, which can still happen, by the way. You never really know. Like, I am working on that, and yeah, it all depends on like how the whole living situation in the Netherlands is going to be. If there is going to be made effort to go with like the populace and like send all the refugees away, like get that situation under control, because it is clogging up like the homes everywhere. It really is in the Netherlands as well. And then hopefully I will be getting a bigger place, and then I'd have some room for stuff. And probably it would help me in my overall budget as well. Because I pay for storage for a bunch of stuff that I can't fit in here. And that does, like, it is expensive. It has been expensive for like a decade. And it is part of the problem. But yeah, I can't just get rid of everything that's in there. It's just no way. Even more now that I've held on to it for like a decade. It would feel incredibly defeated if I just like threw it all away. It'd seem insane. Like, it's just not gonna happen. One day I'll get it back, and then yeah, I'd actually love the opportunity to just like get back to a little bit of goldsmithing, just basic stuff, just doing something like that again. It's been so long. I didn't really like doing it. And it's nice because like if I have a show that's like the early bird, then I could like just show you like, hey, look, I'm making something. That's interesting. That's the thing that I almost like kind of missed when I was like really actively goldsmithing, is that I made stuff, but then like, how do I show it to the world? I had trouble like getting it in people's attention. And show like this, well, that's makes it a lot easier to advertise. Anyway, I have a 2-year rule. Oh, I haven't used it for 2 years. Okay, wow. Right. Well, yeah. Then I've seen more men do that. My brother is like that too, Borders Boy. But I am not. Right, and besides, like, the stuff I have, it's not even that much. Theoretically, and I mean really theoretically, I could actually fit it all in this room. But I mean, that would be like claiming up at least half the room. It would seem like a cave all of a sudden. It would be way more claustrophobic. But yeah, I can't really fit it in here. Like, I gotta have some basic room. You're a minimalist. Well, so am I, but not with everything. Like, I do hold on to things from my past. It's like an anchor for me. Right? Because I have my internal views about the past that I try to be really careful with, like keeping it consistent. But sometimes it's like more is revealed. It's like objects from the past that I have a history with, like they carry also like a bit of an echo of the spirit of the times, of those times. And that is more real in ways, more fractal real in energy than any simulation that I've made about it. And that's part of the reason why I really want to hold on to actual things from the past, physical things, because there's just more information it contains than I could ever simulate. And like my senses to even attain that type of information is growing still. So information, sensory data, spiritual metadata. All right. But yeah, for now, I think I will be able to hold out here. I'm trying to figure out like how things are going right now, what that'll mean for like the entire Phoenix event. I guess that the Phoenix event's just done. Like it is happening, and now will the Phoenix actually make it? Right? That's it. Like it has risen. But will it make it? That's the question. Or will the Phoenix simply sink back in the swamp and become part of it? We'll see. Maybe I just shouldn't have all these esoteric expectations on myself. I'm always like expecting, like I'm gonna like forecast a great idea. But then when I try to open myself up to that kind of thinking, it's like it becomes so chaotic and contrasting sometimes. And this is an attunement question from my side. And like I don't know how to coherently communicate this stuff. And that is why sometimes I'm just like weirdly silent when you'd expect other people to like really ramble on. And then I keep silent because I just feel like, okay, if I just roll this out raw, it's like it's not gonna be coherent. Like it won't fractally resonate with everything I said. I don't want to do that. I only want to express information that I can fractally fit into the whole of what I'm doing, which is plenty. Right? But I don't want to like get into like really dark corners, because I mean the fractal thinking sometimes reaches very deep into the darkness, and I mean deep, and that's like really bad, because the darkness is like it's too damaging to just reduce it down to like its structured effect and all that, and like that is dangerous to do that, to think about it, right? In the same way, like people that completely obsess over satanic ritual abuse and all that kind of horrific stuff, like yeah, you are pondering upon the details of that for whatever reason, like the damage the amount of it, and the energy dislocation and all, like the total damage, like can't really even be described properly in words by me, let alone the majority of people. That just you don't have the words to describe like how fucked up it really is. Because you could like touch it on the surface, but then like there is so much more that you just can't even describe. You don't understand how deep that goes to be able to give a proper weight to it in expression. So if you then try to overcome that it exists so that you don't get obsessed with it, so that you lose your fear, well, you do then continually tap in those frequencies, and all that extra stuff that is so damaging that it can't even be described, like it will have an influence over you, which is almost as damaging as literally undergoing it. And that's why you shouldn't dwell on darkness. To overcome it, to understand it, it's very much, it resonates with the whole thing in Lord of the Rings, like, you don't speak Mordor language. Like, you don't talk in that tongue, like, because then you create that frequency that it is. And then powers that are involved, or demons that tap into that, they get your attention, and then shit starts to go wrong. Like, that is like a thing in Lord of the Rings, and that's like a lot of like super old superstition was like that too, but there is like a point to it. Like, we don't mention this thing. Why? Because if you do, you tap into those frequencies and then things go wrong. Right. But at the same time, I do have like this internal mission, like to literally understand absolutely everything and the reason why. It's always like, why does it exist? That's the fundamental question to me. And that's why I catch myself rolling into like weird connective insights that I'm like, I'm just not going to share this with the world. This is really bad. I don't want the world to have that kind of insight. It's like darkening. So like, even if it's right, it's wrong. Even if it's correct, it's wrong. So yeah, I sometimes struggle with this, and it ends up in me moving around stuff and kind of like, oh, let's move it on, and let's just move over there. That kind of behavior. Because I'm trying to avoid like stumbling into a hole that I can climb out of, but I mean, it's still bad to go there. I used to have like a lot of trouble, like as soon as I even thought about, well, let's just call it the hole, a dark thing, I would like immediately get sucked up in it, and then it locked in that I couldn't get out. That there used to be an issue when I was younger. It's like a sensitivity issue. And thank God I don't have that issue anymore, but I had to like really disciplined, like never even think about it very actively, like very, very actively, like not think about a thing that I know is dark. Is to fight hard against an obsession, like with like insisting to overcome it. It's incredibly challenging to any person. Like, to really overcome an obsession actively, that's incredibly hard. Well, I have done that. I've learned like how to do that because I had to. Otherwise, my thoughts would destroy me. And then once I overcame those obsessions, now I can at least have that skeletal version of it in the back of my mind to construct insights without it ripping me apart every damn time. But just because I know how to do that doesn't mean that everybody else does too. So I still have to kind of keep it to myself. And like a lot of these insights are not super relevant either. Because when I then carefully think about like what's the consequence if I lay down this kind of insight? Yeah, being very vague on purpose. Well, the consequence would be like, yeah, I'm just offering an opportunity to like effectively use super dark magic to change the world in ways that nobody really knows what the consequences would be. Like that kind of thing. Like, no, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But it's, yeah. Once you stumble upon like really, really well-kept dark secrets, it's like actually dangerous. Because there's a lot of rumors going around and people like to dwell on those, but once you like really start to figure out something pragmatic, as it were, about like dark things, that's when things become really scary. It's actually really scary when you think that maybe certain dark things actively play a role in how things go, instead of just being an atrocity to negatively influence the minds of people. Right? Once you realize that maybe there is actually an active role to certain dark things, because you will have flash of insight where you see how that works in an esoteric way, it can help to basically become at peace with the whole, like accept like why it is the way it is, how it works, how the darkness in it works, and then you can be at peace with it. But then come the seductions, of course, from Lucifer. It happens automatically with any attainment of power, including information. Then it's like, yeah, but what if you could kind of like actively do something with it yourself? Could you like find a way through using the darkness? Yeah, seduction from Lucifer. I mean, it's kind of blatantly obvious. It's dangerous. And this is all contributing to the reasons why I don't get specific about such things. Even though, like, you can probably feel like I really want to talk about it. But I mean, I really don't want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. I really don't want something specific to be known or understood. Or even associated with me. Glad to get that off my chest. If maybe 1 out of 100 people that's watching this understood what I just said, I applaud you. If you're 99 of the 100 that doesn't understand it, like, don't worry about it. Computer a bit less noisy. Alright, anyway, how you doing, Maxed Out Bear? Borders Boy, are you still with me? Or are you back to daydreaming now because of this? I mean, when I talk like this, I don't know. For some damn reason, and I know the reason, but it does keep happening. Like, it just shuts everybody up. I expect people to be like a waterfall in response to this. Like, filled with questions, because that's what my response would be when anybody would get like this, like, oh no, is there a question? I got a lot of details that I need answering. I seem to be the only one that has that response to it. Seem to be the only one that actually wants to rush towards that level of thinking, that oversight, and utilize it. Utilize those moments when people do have an abundance of clarity. The great internal works that can be worked upon through such clarity, whether that clarity is in you or in another. I always rush towards it when that happens. A lot of other people seem to, like, I guess, internally resonate, but then they zone out. Right, but I might be resonating in ways that I don't, like, on a more personal, expressive level or something with people that I'm not even, like, continuously aware of. Because I'm just thinking of, like, the internal thought world and the consciousness in relation to it, how that works. Not about, like, my personal culture. Like, the personal or physical influence I have on other people. Like, I am not aware of that abundantly. It's like, I don't really know what I'm like. And even when I listen to myself back to, like, a show, I just start to zone in on the internal thinking, because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm expressing. And so then I will always end up overlooking, like, the actual personal culture side of myself that is also on top of that. And then I never get to assess that. It's very rare. Because for me, it's just about the ideas and the structure of the ideas. That's my focus. Esoterica. Right, so I can't believe that's already 43 minutes in. Alright, don't forget to Rogan it up if you're liking it. Or Rogan's it down some more. Who cares? It's not doing anything. I wish I had more coffee. I keep saying that. I've been thinking, like, how can I, like, increase my amount of coffee? But then I'd have to have, like, a coffee pot instead of just a big glass. I'm just wondering, like, I could technically do that. But I'd have to get a coffee pot, and I don't exactly have a budget to spend on that sort of thing. Oh man, by the way, like, it's so relieving to be completely restored and flexible in the back again. So good. And the funny thing is, It's not just, oh, it's so nice that I am capable. Stretching like this is actually really euphoric to me. It is, it's literally euphoric. It's part of the reason why I do it. It wakes me up, but it's also like very pleasant feeling, stretching, when I do this like on my show and everything. Let's try to fit what I talked about in the chat, or in the title. Wow. Bye bye. I guess it's just exactly like yesterday. Exactly like that again. Bunch of guys say hello. They completely stop talking and then the trolls start popping up. This is starting to become tedious. Tedious. Right. In the meantime, there's like a lot of attention now for Tartaria, in essence. Even like Chase Geyser on Alex Jones was like very elaborately talking about it. And still saying like, oh, we built it in the past. Oh, really? Did you? Nah, I think we inherited it, but it demands some attention. Like, it's also about arrogance. Like, oh, you think you're all that, right? Well, why don't you take a look at one of these buildings on the inside or the outside, and then really look, and then you just realize, like, yeah, I am not all that. Like, even if you just were into design and architecture and you'd like, yeah, let's make something incredible, you'd never make it to that scale. The whole scaling thing about this architecture is the thing that is so surreal and astounding, because it's like, it would be naturally described as superhuman architecture, because it's like, it's so big and grandiose and elaborate. Like, a normal human wouldn't come up with it to that scale. It's just, they would not. They would maybe in a direction, but not that detailed. It's just no way. It's like nobody, no fucking human ever. It's like, you don't come up with things to that scale. It is superhuman. and more people awakening about the deep state, the lies of the propaganda, mind control, MK Ultra, and secret agencies, and controlled opposition, and like they're learning more. And when you learn that more and you then start to look at this architecture from Tartaria, then you also start to see how it doesn't match the history. And then you realize that history, in a certain way, in like the background story to which it's supposed to fit, that background story is an incorrect, fundamentally incorrect assumption about how it all developed. You just start to see, because you're now trained to snap out of the mind control. You can see how it's there. Well, then you start to just see things to the next level, and then you also start to see the depth of the contrast of Tartarian architecture with like everything that humans provably built. You just start to see like, oh, this is really good. Oh, really? Put it next to our Tartarian architecture. They're like, oh, okay, it's decent. Like everything that's like absolutely sublime made by humans, it's pretty decent compared to Tartarian architecture. That's just the frickin' truth. You don't touch that level. You just don't. Nobody does. And you can see that once you start to wake up from mind control. And so it needs to be addressed, because it's going to be a naturally coming afloat more and more through the internet, through exposure of what's out there. It's going to be a pressing question, grassroots with all kinds of people, that's going to make them snap out of mind control narratives from top down even more. Right. Oh, God. Right. So any feedback would be great from anybody that's not a fucking troll. Any feedback right now. Any feedback that's not a fucking troll. Last 3 comments that are deleted were from fucking trolls. Is anybody that's not a fucking troll going to give me a goddamn communication, for fuck's sake? I'm just gonna roll this smoke and then I'm gonna round out because I already know not a actual person is going to say anything in this fucking cursed to hell rumble chat. Nobody's gonna say a fucking thing. Just fucking trolls, that's it. Because nobody actually gives a fuck about my live show. Not getting any support. I'm barely getting any fucking feedback. Everybody just have better things to do with their time, right? Too busy. Too busy to support. Give feedback. I'm having a lot of trouble holding on to March Gladness like this, guys. It's really difficult to do that this way.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Right, and just to show the audience for a second, show's been going for an hour, and this is my chat. That's it. To remove trolls out of there. This is it. Like, yeah, how am I supposed to fucking do a show? And this is all there is to my fucking chat. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this? It's ridiculous. Hey. Right, so I guess my show is the early bird show from now on is only going to be 1 hour. How about that? No more long early bird shows. It's over, guys. I'm sick of this. Like, I'm even freaking late and there's just nobody there. Yeah, early bird show is from now on an hour and that's it. I'm not gonna be objectionable to just rounding out after an hour now. Because I'm done with this. I'm absolutely fucking done with this. So, thanks everyone for coming. I hope you liked this show. If you did, don't forget to Rogans it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here on when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go, links in the description box below, or subscribe to my channel. Send me a super chat over the Rumble live chat. Any support would be greatly appreciated. Right, I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2236 on a Wednesday. Hope to see you all then. Or maybe I just won't show up at all. Who knows? Maybe I'll just not do a show for a week. How about that? Think you'd all be totally fine with that, wouldn't you? Because you don't give me any comments. Oh, are you gonna say see you tomorrow, Borders Boy? That's it? That's your input? Now you're gonna say something? So you guys just like hang in the back and just nothing. And then just bye. That's it. Right. So yeah, maybe you'll see me tomorrow, Wednesday and the 19th, or maybe you'll just not be here for a week. Maybe I'll just do something completely different, actually go out, take a walk in the nice sun, actually feel like I'm doing something that's at least being reciprocated. Yeah? I get more feedback from frickin' nature. Right, so everybody have a great rest of this Tuesday. Hope you got nice weather too. I mean, it is absolutely stunning, right? It is beautiful. And I am gonna enjoy the rest of this day, no matter what happens. Alright, so until the next video, keep it flat.